just occurred to me I'm probably going to have to do this in 2 different videos. Oh well. So this is part 2 after I've answered my phone. But I'm really interested in finding out, with respect to this adoption study, what it means for these people to integrate the knowledge that for the first days, weeks of their lives, they had a different name. There's such an importance, such a power in name. We typically think that the name we were given at birth is the name we've always had all our lives. And it's not necessarily the case. The reason I'm interested in this aspect of the study is because I was one of those children, adopted at birth. And this summer I was able to get a copy of my original birth certificate, since I was adopted in a state that's recently changed those laws. It was an extremely powerful experience to open that. I'd already known the name of my birth mother. I tried to contact her a few years back through a different process available at the time. So seeing her name on there wasn't a shock. What was a shock was to see that she had named me, and that for the first 3 weeks of my life, until my parents got me, I had a completely different name. And it's been quite an experience trying to integrate that into my identity. And this is also where it intersects in terms of ethics. This is a new experience for me. I never conducted a study that pertained in any way to my identity. I've always looked at historical things, philosophical things, and they were all things that were of intellectual curiosity, is probably a good word for it. But there was no emotional investment in it because it never had anything to do with my identity. This is completely different. I have to say, it's been an awkward experience doing the background research, writing the literature review, looking at articles that talk about this experience for other people. In some ways it's been a little exhausting, and I'm not sure I'll do anything like this again. But we have to be especially cautious when we look at anything involving our identity, in terms of maintaining our, as much as we can, theoretically, our sense of objectivity. So I've been struggling lately with whether or not I should do any of the interviews, whether the students should do them or my colleagues should do them, and whether it would be best for me to focus on the design, the analysis of data, rather than interviews. I'm not sure. I haven't decided what the right thing to do is. What I have found out is we all read a lot of studies of people who do research that pertains very closely to their identity. And people who do this often say this, they find this very enjoyable and really fun. I haven't found this to be fun at all. In fact, this has been one of the most difficult research, well, it is the most difficult research experience I've ever had. Fun is not the word I would use to describe this. Challenging, exhausting, troubling at times. Which makes me wonder if people who say they do this kind of research and enjoy it, I really wonder if they're asking the right questions or if they're going about it the right way. Because inevitably, to engage in this kind of research, we have to open ourselves up to things that we may find troubling, depressing. It's not always a very cheerful picture, and sometimes it's very difficult, very awkward. And I wonder if people who do this kind of thing and say they enjoy it, if they're really looking at something or if they're looking for something. And I think if they're looking for something, then maybe they're not opening themselves up to the challenging questions, the alternative explanations that we have to confront if we want to approximate any kind of objectivity in social science research. At any rate, I wanted to share that with you. It's been something that's been on my mind a lot the last few weeks, and I thought perhaps sharing this with you might give you a different perspective on some of our readings and the things we talk about, the questions that a social science researcher struggles with. So let me know what you think. I'm very curious, especially what you think about the videos that I'm going to put up for this week. So, as always, you know where to reach me. I'll be checking in every day. Anything urgent comes up, use my office email or my office phone. Easiest way to reach me.